talk about first is I want to show you how Dinny has pulled down her wadding. She's got a little piece of wadding, and did you trim it? And, oh yeah, you might have trimmed a few little bits here and there. Did you? There's a little cut there. Yeah, that's okay. That's absolutely fine. Look, whatever it is, so that there's one layer of wadding all over your hat. You won't be able to do that with your outer fabric, hey?
I have to.
Yeah, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to do that with your outer fabric. You just need to know that.
Yeah.
So what she's done, I hope, is done an open back stitch with the long stitch on the outside.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
I did.
And then with the side band, can you see that there? With the side band, it comes up but doesn't overlap. And then she's done an open back stitch around the top of that, and some stitches to just hold them so that they meet but don't overlap. This will make better sense with you girls when the video gets up. And then she's wired the edge and she's bound it. She had bias binding, so we ironed it flat so it wasn't turned over at the join.
So just to confirm, the steps are block your 2020,
Yeah.
put your wire in, then cover in bias binding, and then do your wadding?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you another method with yours as well. And then she's covered the wadding up there. Now, you can glue that up there.
Oh, okay.
That's going to take you no time.
Oh.
Hello, you heard it first. Glue.
Get the glue gun out.
Yeah, no, not the glue gun. Use Yoo-Hoo glue because it's nice and light and clear and it dries fairly quickly, and you can get that up nice and high, okay? Because here we'll be doing some stitching into that when we get to the outer.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't want to have any fullness or bulk, so no extra layers there, so no overlapping and no extra layers. So that is where we're up to with Dinny's, and now she's ready to start putting the fabric on it. Now, here's something that Sarah's prepared, and she's got the fabric goes onto the, sorry, I'm getting a bit split here. She's put the fabric on the top, and you would use an open back stitch with the long stitch on the outside. However, this is holding it down nice and smooth, and I would cut off it nice and close to that edge. Now, Sarah's also prepared, this is not super difficult because it is a fairly straight-sided piece, this one. And, oh, sorry, I've just swapped it. So what she can do is yoga. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to pin that around the side band so that you get a nice straight seam at the centre back. Pop in a couple of pins, and if it's a simple straight-sided one, you can take that off, reverse the fabric as if you were doing some kind of binding around the brim edge or whatever, and then just using a nice neat little top stitch, stitch that down and cut the seam allowance short. If it was a bit more complicated, which it may be for some of you, you can trim that down, reverse that, and put those edges together, get the distribution right, make sure that there's the fabric to go up and inside, and then the stitch that you use is like a ladder stitch, or it's a little mini slip stitch. You come into there, come out, go into the other side, catch a tiny bit, go back out and come in, come back out. So you're just alternating between the sides as you go from top to bottom until you've got that right. And you start up in the turning allowance. So once you've got that all happening and you've got that in position, then I need a couple of pins. Sorry, I don't prepare for my demonstrations, I just wing it. So thank you, Dinny, that's just exactly what I want. So then let's just say that this is stitched neatly together on both sides, And that's how you would pin it together, by the way, just pinning so that the pins cross each other and the edges meet, like that. And then once you've done that, then you can trim that so that you've got a nice seam allowance here, and flip that in so that the edge of the top bit and the edge of the underneath bit aren't level. Like,
Can we do it like a complex cinema where you sew the back seam and then put it on top and then like roll it down?
no, not really. No, I don't think so. I think it's better if you do it on the actual shape, and the reason is because you can do a nice neat little slip stitch just inside there.
Okay.
And because this fabric is nice and springy, you can actually, look, if I'm looking the other way, you can do what you like, if I'm honest. But that's that. So let's just
I
say
might glue it.
people have, but I think we've got to find our boundaries with this. So there we go. So that's kind of what you're aiming for, and you just want to make sure that there's no little ripples in where it turns under. But you can see that. That's pretty cute.
It's lovely.
Yeah. And then up here, you pop it in there, and I would just lash it to the wadding on the inside, and I'd try and get that. I'd try and force that to a bit more smoothness. The thing is, it doesn't. You can clip out the bulk, and it doesn't really matter above where you're putting the Petersham. Now, what's interesting about yours, and this is something that's kind of fun, if you look inside there, Sarah has put a wire in there. She's wrapped it in tulle, and then she's turned the 2020 over it, and it's given it a really nice, full, soft turn up, which will be a very, very comfortable fit, and it'll give it a really nice, edge on that hat. So I hope that's enough information to get you going.